Moses' discourse now turns to the inner life of Israel and tells them we live not just out of food, there are other things around our lives that are very important. Israel and God more than Israel, is not just interested in mitzvot alone, in just pure action, because we don't just live by feeding our bodies with food. We also live because the state of mind that we have, because the humility that we display in our actions, because the feelings that we have toward each other and towards God. This idea that we have a more diverse kind of life comes at the moment that Israel is about to enter the land of promise. Is when Moses presents before the people of Israel the idea that reward is around the corner, that our behavior will have positive consequences. And even we might sometimes derail and go through the wrong path. God suggests that we always choose the right path, because always is going to be some sort of a reward granted to the people of Israel. It's like that hope that will always exist, that good people end up with good results. And this message I always liked because it brings home this idea that God is not just for us to praise God, but God is there to give us a wide variety of suggestions how to live our lives. To walk humbly before the Lord, to walk in God's ways, to try to be nice to one another, are just samples of this much broader scope of action where we live our lives. Yes, we want you to come to services. We want you to contribute and to keep Bethel vibrant. But above all, we want you in your own homes to have a life of fulfillment. And we would like to be there to nurture that fulfillment with sources, with inspirations, with time of silence, times of community, times of jubilation. We want to be in your lives, but we cannot live your lives. This parasha seems to be saying, go forth and enjoy the variety of things that life has to offer. Just be careful what path do you follow. Just be careful not to forget the mitzvot. Just be careful that at the end of the game, some sort of reward punishment type of exchange will exist. Some people have rejected that, and many books have been written about that. That not always the good people end up with the reward. That bad things happen to good people. Kushner wrote a book about that, with that title, When Bad Things Happen to Good People. So the equation not always comes to fruition. That's very true. But at least in the beginning, when we're about to set our lives forward, we hope that that will be the result. And sometimes living with that hope has a lot to do with the result, because we're able to find inspiration, we're able to analyze the result we got in our lives and see the positive in it. We wish a good Shabbos to everyone. We would like you to join us Friday night at 6 and Shabbat morning, Parashat Eikev at 10 a.m. Certainly most interesting Torah portion, especially the language of Deuteronomy comes across quite interesting as it reviews some of the content of the giving of the Ten Commandments, as well as Israel's interest in going astray sometimes and not follow the path of the Ten Commandments. So quite interesting Torah portion. Please join us. Have a good Shabbos, and let's continue celebrating this wonderful summer. Take care.